Beyond and below the cul-de-sac's end, beyond and below the tall yellow sign proclaiming in no uncertain terms, "End," there is a field of grass which has captivated my imagination and my dreams for the last 10 years. The field has no name. Looking at a map, there is no place marker to indicate who might have first found the field or the people who once lived there. The map doesn't even color it green like most wild spaces. The field is indicative of the Mediterranean climate of Los Angeles and of the intersection between the developed world and the natural. The field is bordered by the 101 freeway and by my neighborhood. But in all honesty, this documentary isn't about that field. It's about me. I moved here in the summer of 2010 with my 2 sisters, my parents, and my grandmother. In those days, I was obsessed with secret spaces. What I wanted more than anything was a sort of clubhouse where I could have the world all to myself and the select few who I let in. There is an oak tree just a few meters away from the end of the street. What I wanted was a place where I could run and hide from the world and have a new world to myself. I never found this place because the field is, honestly, not entirely welcoming. It is horribly dry most of the year and overgrown with Russian thistle and thorny mustard. There is a lot that can happen in the imagination of a 10-year-old, but only so much of it can come to be. That is not to say that the field didn't have a profound impact on me. It did. It awakened inside of me a sense of exploration. Everywhere in the field of grass, under the layers of growth and the time-washed layers of sediment, there are secrets, visions of the world that was past. Just inside of the grove of trees, there is an old fuel container, now rusted out and full of holes from kids' BB guns. Below the grass, there are bones of animals whose bodies withered under the hellacious sun. Exploring this field, looking deeper at things that I'd already seen 100 times before, always managed to uncover something new. Something that told a story lost to time, and now found. Real sources of endless fictions. That young imagination was set on fire. Fire. In 2018, Agora Hills temporarily collapsed. The Woolsey fire started in November on an access road near an old Rocketdyne facility. The spark was fanned by the Santa Ana winds into a monstrous and out-of-control fire. The field of grass became a field of smoke and charred ashes. I had to leave my home suddenly and found refuge in the city, a skeevy motel called the La Brea Inn. For 10 days, I watched the news from the floor of a hotel room. I watched the images of the plastic playset of the park melting. I watched the houses of my friends destroyed as the fire crews could only handle so many acres at a time. In the field, there's an irrigation ditch which prevents flooding and landslide. The fire never made it past there. I can't really say what the field means or what it symbolizes because that's just not the way these things work. I can't tell you the meaning of following a coyote down its desired path to see where it goes in the daytime. There is no beyond ourselves. I can't tell you the secret wisdom of the field, but I can tell you how I saw it. I can tell you about the sounds the freeway makes when the New Year's clock ticks to 12, and what my stumbling friends' arms felt like around me as we made our way up and down the hills. I can tell you what my dog looked like in the spring rain bounding across the field chasing wild quail. I can tell you of the animal bones and old beer cans and car tires that I've found in the field's dry soil. But I don't think I will. A friend of mine once told me as we looked out at the field, "Connolly, if I were you, I would come out here to watch the sunset every single day." And I wish that I had. Every time the sun sets over the field, it beckons a new world of night and leaves a gap for a new day. Right now, I think a lot of us are looking for the new day.